they're giving themselves too much to do already, blood. You know what I mean? Pre-season starts for us in less than 2 weeks, yeah? And we ain't brought no one in yet. Do you know what I'm saying? We ain't brought no one in yet. It's not looking good.
If you speak to Statman, he's calm. He say we got time, so...
But he has to do that because, listen, Statman already, yeah? Statman already wrote the check. You know them ones there. So now, bruv, he's just waiting, bruv. It's going to bounce,
Let's talk about this, man. Let's go, Statman.
Yeah, bruv, that moto check's about to bounce, you know? Like, Statman's already wrote, he's already wrote the check, bro, but it's going to bounce, bro. Like, there's not enough money in that moto account, fam. I'm telling you. He ain't got credit like that.
Let's go,
He ain't got credit like that. You know what I mean? I told man already, yeah? Murto has been at the club here for long enough for me not to trust him. You know, like that. Man, I'm thinking just because he got a new fucking role, a new little plaque on the wall, yeah, on his door, it means anything, bro. It's the same guy that was there.
But I've been saying as well, yeah, because I've been looking. Obviously, everybody's on active in a transfer window. Everybody's doing business, and sometimes I saw a tweet float about this. When was it? Today? Yesterday? And someone asked a question like, I wonder if there's somebody who has a very good, who has a lot of contacts in his phone book, and he can contact a lot of people, young, talented, very good players that suit Ten Hag's style of play. Who could it be? And then he tweeted that with Rangnick's picture, and he was like, who could it be? Who could it be? And I was like, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? We let Rangnick go, or Rangnick left by himself. Now we're left with Murto to take care of the recruitment and Fletcher. Do you know what I mean? Whereas someone like Rangnick could have picked up his phone, called about 6 men and be like, yo, I've got this project going on here. We're rebuilding at Man United. Come through. And there's not many that would say no. And apparently, I'm reading it. When did I read this? Was like last week? Apparently, he talked to the board and said, yo, sign this Chouameni guy. Apparently, we were meant to go in for him.
Trust
and
me.
he's the one. He advised the board to look at Chouameni. He advised the board to look at
Alvarez.
He advised the board to look at Alvarez.
Yeah.
He asked the board to buy Diaz in January. The board just flat out said no. And he also asked the board to look at one more player, but I forgot who it was.
We were meant to buy Zakaria as well, remember that time? Zakaria.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
From Mönchengladbach. We were meant to look at
Dennis Zakaria.
Yeah, Dennis.
Zakaria, yeah, the one who went to Juventus, innit?
Do you know what I mean? Those 5 players already would have been good. Do you know what I mean? It would have been nice to have new, fresh faces at the club. But now I'm reading stuff like, underperforming players. Ten Hag believes that he can get them performing again.
But the thing is, though, this argument that Rangnick's style is different to Ten Hag, I'm sorry, man. I think that's bullshit, you know, man. It's about ideas and philosophies in terms of player profile, innit, first of all. And there's certain players that are universal players, innit? Like,
what I mean is, it's not even about Rangnick's style of play. What I mean is, Rangnick probably would have had a conversation with Ten Hag. Ten Hag probably would have told him, listen, you've seen my football. This is how I want to play. And these are the type of players that I need to get in. Rangnick probably would have gone, say less. Let me make the phone calls. Picked up his phone, few phone calls here and there. Boom. Players come in left, right, and center that suit Ten Hag's style of play.
Which is why I think it was the decision of those two. Whether Ralph left of his own accord or Ten Hag said he didn't want to, I fully believe they did have a conversation.
I think it had nothing to do with Ten Hag that Ralph left, to be honest.
Trust me,
I think they had a conversation because they're two footballing people, and I don't see Ten Hag going, Ralph's a problem,
he wouldn't leave.
He couldn't help me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he wouldn't leave because of Ten Hag. He left.
No. I'm not saying he would have left because of Ten Hag. I'm saying they would have had a conversation and seen that it wouldn't have worked. Because I fully look at it and go, Ten Hag, why would you not want Ralph there unless their philosophies clashed enough to the point where they're like, let's just call it a day right now. Would I prefer Ralph to have stayed? Absolutely, because of his connections. But I don't believe that Ten Hag wanted Ralph to stay and the board overrid him. So I fully believe Ten Hag was involved in that decision. Ralph left.
I'll tell you what, if Rangnick's still at the club, this whole Frankie de Jong saga doesn't take this long. I am absolutely convinced that if Rangnick was at the club, Frankie de Jong is here within the next 2 weeks, bro. It wouldn't have taken that long because all I'm hearing now is observing, monitoring, seducing.
Seducing. You like that one, Saeed, did it?
Bro, I don't like that one. I don't produce nobody.
That's what I'm reading.
I see you say you did
it. Monitoring, keeping an eye on the situation, monitoring, observing. That's all we're doing. Investigating, like fam.
But you know what it is, fam? I think what it adds into as well is reports, because we don't know exactly what's going on. A lot of these reports, this is why I always ask people, I'm always like, what's the source? Because I think, like, I've never heard, I've been watching football a long time, or they're trying to seduce a player. Never in life. These men are just running out of adjectives and superlatives to try and describe deals at this point. Monitoring, because we've heard it, we're assessing the situation. Now it's what do you mean seducing? Like, what are you talking about?
Bro,
you know
it's all these United
people just guessing, but I think it is.
Somebody got fetishes when United reporting them, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's funny though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it's like. They legit, they're guessing. Go on, fam. Go on.
But for me though, I think the problems came when Ralph Rangnick and the board must have had a conflict of interest, because he went to Austria job. He had other ideas for the football club. Remember in Liverpool game, he goes, "We need 7 to 8 players and whatnot."
Yeah,
he had ideas ready. And the football club were just thinking, nah, but we've got quality players. I think a new manager can come in and get the best out of it. They still have in their mind that another manager can come in and rectify their mistakes. So the club have made a mistake in Maguire. The club have made a mistake in Tellers. They've made a lot of mistakes, and they're thinking, hold on a bit, Rangnick. Players don't need to leave. And players, the amount of players that you're talking about don't need to come in, 10 players. When in reality, he said it after the Liverpool game, he said it. It was quite frank that when he came in 2 or 3 weeks into his role, he knew there had to be a rebuild 2 or 3 weeks in. So you would have thought there would have been a kind of communication with the football club. Myrtle, I need you to kind of look at some possible players, or at least scout some players ready for the new manager to come in. It might not be the same profile that we're going, but in the day though, are you going to ever have a football club and a manager like, kind of like agree on signings or what? Pep Guardiola is going to have to say, you know what, with this player, I'm going to have to work with it and compete and whatnot. It's the same reason with Rashford. The Ten Hag's going to work with Rashford. Is he the profile of Ten Hag? No. So again, it comes from another argument. So for
one thing I do have,
you need universal players, man.
You're right, Sai, but one thing I do have faith in terms of Ten Hag, is that he won't take shit from players, innit? Like, he won't take shit and I'm talking about players not doing what he wants or not doing what he's asking them to do, because I've seen a prime example of a very, very good player that I actually rate, and now he's being linked with a lot of clubs. He just Noah Lang, he's Dutch, plays for Bruges. They just won the Belgian league, played well in the Champions League. He's tearing it up in the Belgian league.
Yeah. The one that beat
but Ten Hag kicked him out though.
Yeah, exactly. That was going to be my next point. Didn't listen to what I wanted to do, because Noah Lang is kind of like, he's a hothead. Do you know what I mean? Them Dutch brothers, like they're hotheads. Do you know what I mean? Didn't do what Ten Hag wanted him to do. Within the next transfer window, the next 6 months, he was out, bro. He was gone. So that should be, if the players do their research, because apparently this is what players do nowadays at Man United. A manager comes in and it's like, oh, we've never heard of him. We've never done our research. Do your research and try and find out what happened to Noah Lang. He's a baller now, being linked with AC Milan and all that, but didn't listen to what Ten Hag said. He was out of there. And that's the same thing with David Neres as well. He was someone that I rated a lot. Apparently there was a bust up in training. Gone. He was gone to Shakhtar or something. But now, obviously, with the situation in Ukraine, man just signed for Benfica today. So, bro, he won't take shit from players, bro. So that's the only thing I have faith in.
And that's what we want as well.
He won't be afraid to play youngsters, bro. If you don't listen, bro, we might see a Garnacho get a couple of games. We might see a Garner get a couple of games if he stays at Man United on loan again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I've got faith in if we don't get a lot of players in.
You spot on there, fam, in what you were saying in terms of ruling with an iron fist, and that's what we've wanted from the manager for so long, and hold these players accountable. The reason why I'm just waiting to see what happens, because everything's new. We got a new manager in, a lot of players are leaving, so our players are going to land. You mentioned youngsters there, new coaching staff, new board members. Everything is brand new. Like, we all have our ideas of what players we want to see stay, what players we want to see leave. Ten Hag might look at certain players and go, right, I can get something out of you. And we don't know who his targets are, what targets are available. So that's why I'm looking into it. It's ironic that it's us and Chelsea that are the two teams that are moving slow. Chelsea just had their new owners. So they're finally getting situated and figuring out just small things, never mind signing players again. it's all guesswork. And yeah, we'll talk about it, but we don't know the players Ten Hag wants. Maybe a centre back that is available, maybe a centre back he wants isn't available this season, but might be available next season. And he's like, I'd rather wait. Or there's certain players in the team, and he goes, I can deal with you for one season. So, but of course, would I prefer Manchester United?
I'm not gonna lie. I can't do one more season, man. I don't know, man.
Yo, get strapped in, fam. You know what I'm saying? Get ready, fam. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
He might go in that 1 year. He might go in that 1 year. You never know with this Ten Hag. If he's like, yo, fuck this, 1 year, he's gone.